Hello, everybody. How are you today? Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I've got my two sidekicks here, Gabe and Ryan, are helping me to introduce today's story to you. So, based on what you just saw, any guesses as to what you think the story might be about today? Guesses?
Magic.
Magic? What do you think? Any ideas of what you think the story might be about?
Bubbles. I don't know.
Bubbles? Bubbles is a good guess. Magic? Might be part of it. So here's our story for today. You probably guessed something about bubbles. It is called The Bubble Factory by Tomie dePaulo. This is one of my favorite stories. I love this story and I like this author a lot. And I love the cover of this book. It just is very colorful and it looks like it would be something fun to read. So we're going to go ahead and get started and see what happens at the Bubble Factory. Okay? All right. Sam and Molly were always getting into things, and Grandpa was always getting them out. So one day he handed the twins jars of bubbles to keep them out of trouble. Double bubbles they were called, because with each wave of the double wand, out came not one, but two bubbles. Perfect for twins, Grandpa said, and made right here in town at the Bubble Factory where I used to work. The Bubble Factory, the twins said at the same time. Would you take us there today? So off they went. Before long, they turned down a winding road, and there it was. It looked like any ordinary factory, except for what was coming out of the chimney. Bubbles. Lots and lots of bouncy bubbles in every color you can imagine. Sam and Molly could not wait to go inside. Grandpa introduced them to Mr. B, the head bubble maker, who was just as round as a bubble himself. I'm going to show you exactly how bubbles are made, Mr. B told the twins. How do you think bubbles are made?
I don't know.
Any guesses? How do you think bubbles are made?
Wax. I don't know wax. It's like,
Well, let's see. The first stop was the Great Bubble Machine, a maze of wheels and gears and levers and pulleys. Jar after jar popped onto a belt. Mechanical arms moved up and down, placing a wand in each one, then filling and capping them. Next, they visited the Bubble Bathery. Here, new kinds of bubble bath were being tested in big bathtubs by a bubble-o-meter. Down the hall was a bubble boutique with really fancy bubbles floating everywhere. Polka dot ones, striped ones, even bubbles with your name on it. In the bubble gummery next door, brand new bubblegum was being invented. Whistling bubblegum, non-popping bubblegum, and bubblegum that did the chewing for you. Mechanical heads were test blowing bubbles. One had pink goo all over its metal face. So all kinds of bubbles. The last stop was the Bubble Lab. This was the place where the bubbles of the future were invented. Bubbles which had started out as only an idea in someone's head. Can we see them? The twins asked. Mr. B shook his head. Sorry, but it's too soon. They're not ready yet. Just then a bubble worker came to get Mr. B. Mr. B, you're expected at the 11 o'clock bubble board meeting. Come with me, Mr. B said to Grandpa. Everyone will want to see you. Grandpa looked at the twins. If I go, will you two stay out of trouble? The twins nodded. So Mr. B led them out into the hallway and sat them on a bubble bench. Stay right here until I get back, Grandpa told them. I won't be long. Do you think the twins are going to stay on the couch?
no. Nope. What does it look like?
Why not? What do you think, Ryan? Do you think the twins are going to why do you think they're not going to stay put? What is your prediction?
Because they always get into trouble.
Well, what about you?
Because they're kids.
Okay, because they're kids. What do you guys think? Are they going to stay put?
And this is a funny story.
All right, let's find out if they stay put. Sam and Molly meant to do exactly what Grandpa said, but Mr. B had left the door to the Bubble Lab open. So quicker than it takes a bubble to pop, They were inside again. Sam took one jar. Molly took another. They looked at each other. Let's try them, they said together, and went back to the bubble machine. What's going to happen?
It's gonna explode.
Explosion? What do you
I
think?
have no idea.
Take a guess. What do you think?
I'm gonna make like a big bubble.
Okay, let's find out. All the bubble workers were at the meeting. The bubble machine was turned off. I see the on button, Sam said. They both reached for it and pushed. The machine gave a giant blub. Now what do we do, Sam asked. Molly pointed to the large funnel with a sign on it that said, pour here. So they did. A little from Sam's jar A and a little from Molly's jar B. At first, nothing happened.
I'm right.
Look what's happening to the bubbles, said Molly. Wow, said Sam. It's all of our wishes come true. Look at all the bubbles there.
Whoa.
What kind of a wish bubble would you want?
I want like bubbles like all in like a creek. And like we can just like float on them.
Okay. What kind of a wish bubble would you want? See how they're different shapes?
Mm-hmm.
What would you want as a wish bubble? What would a wish of yours be?
Back to school.
I was going to say the same thing. Be back at school. And there's some more. Look at all those cool bubbles.
There's even a music one. What? Wait, how did it?
Okay, let's see. The twins could not believe their eyes. What did we do? Molly asked. I don't know, but let's do it again, Sam said. They were just about to pour more from jar A and jar B when Grandpa and Mr. B came running in. What's going on here? Mr. B asked. We just saw a bubble rocket coming out of the chimney. Sam and Molly looked at each other. I'm sorry, Molly said. We didn't mean to make such a mess. Sam nodded. I wish there was some way for us to clean it up. No sooner said than done. Out of the bubble machine came a cleanup squad of vacuum cleaners, brooms, dustpans, and mops. They all went to work. In a flash, everything was back at it as it had been before. Grandpa and Mr. B stood with their mouths open. This is amazing, cried Mr. B. No one has ever made bubbles like this before. What did you do? I'd like to have bubbles of vacuum cleaners and dustpans to do all the cleaning for me. How about that, guys? That would be pretty cool, huh?
I wish I had like bubbles made out. I wish I had a controller bubble for for me to play my video games.
Yeah. Sam and Molly showed Mr. B the bottles. It's easy. All you do is put some of jar A and some of jar B. Then your wishes come true. You've made wish bubbles, said Grandpa. We've been trying to do that for years, said Mr. B. We need you around here. Will you come back? Who knows what else you'll dream up? That was fine with Sam and Molly. When it was time to go to leave, they got a big send-off and a ride home in Mr. B's bubble mobile. That night, after Grandpa kissed them each goodnight, they felt something under their pillows. Bubble jars with a note from Mr. B. Memo from Mr. B. Thank you for the wonderful wish bubbles and sweet dreams, Mr. B. Okay.
Cool.
Did you guys like that story?
Yeah.
That was fun. Okay, so a couple activities you guys can do with this if you have some time. You could come up with your own type of bubble. What kind of bubble would you want to make? So they made some wish bubbles in here. So what would you like to make? The other thing you can think about is bubble gum. What would be your ideal bubble gum? What would you like to put in it? And what would your end result be? I think they talked about gum that does what? Remember what they said about the bubble gum in here? Some of the bubble gum did the chewing for you.
Yeah. Some did the vacuum.
No, that was the bubbles, not the bubble gum.
Oh.
The bubble gum. You remember? But you can create your own type of bubble gum. Okay. Now, you can do this a couple ways. You could simply just talk with your families about what your ideas would be for a new type of bubbles. You could make it a little writing activity by writing down some of the ingredients and describing your new type of bubble. Or you could draw a picture of it if that's what you wanted to do. If you do any of those, boys and girls, you can ask your moms and dads and your families if they want to take a picture of it, and they can send me a picture of your work with your picture or a drawing or a recording of what kind of bubble you would want. You can email that to me at school, okay? Been getting some pictures of you guys doing some of the library work. That's awesome. I love seeing them. So I think that's a wrap for us today, the Bubble Factory. I think we're going to go and blow some bubbles later and have some fun outside. All right, guys, nice. I hope you have a great day, and I will be back with you tomorrow for another story. All right? Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, Ryan, for helping me out here.
Bye, guys.
Say bye. See you later.
Bye.